That's her teeth. That's her teeth on the floor, bro. And then
A couple ackies going on. Okay, so the situation is,
But I've got to make sure I hang out with my wife. You know,
I love how you were like last. I've actually got to remember to hang out with her. I've got, oh,
Yeah.
God. Oh, is it that time already? I've got to go hang out with her. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? Yo, Will, can you hear me?
hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes,
hello.
I can. Well, everyone, welcome to the Wolfie podcast. Thank you so much for choosing the podcast. Thank you so much for being here. Will, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic, my friend. How are you doing this evening?
Oh, mate, I'm doing absolutely, mate. Do you know what? I've never been so excited to just get cracking and, get back to the podcast. I feel like we missed out on last week, so I'm so excited now to be here and, to be getting it going.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what they say? Good things come to those that wait. And, hopefully this is worth the wait.
I hope so, too. So, Will,
Yes.
it would not be a podcast without a little cheeky drink check. What are we drinking today?
Well, I mean, I just put it down, but I'll pick it back up again. So we got a lovely, lovely rum and coke going today. Courtesy of Red Leg. There we go. Have a look at that.
Red Leg.
Red Leg, the leg that is red.
I've never heard of it myself.
You've never heard of Red Leg? Well, I can tell you that Red Leg is infused with vanilla and ginger, and it is distilled in the Caribbean.
Oh wow, okay, I was gonna say I can give myself a red leg, but I've never had some of that. Well, anyway, save some for me, or we're gonna have to get a bottle next time we're together for sure.
Absolutely, I'd be very happy to do that.
And I am drinking, okay? Now, I'm drinking a Jamestown IPA, New England, 5.9%. Look at this bad boy.
Very nice.
It looks cool, right?
That is a nice looking can.
It is a nice looking can, and you know what? It's a nice tasting beer. I'll give it that. It is really, really nice. Goes down an absolute treat.
Let's get a flavor profile on that. Come on.
A flavor profile. All right. It
Yeah.
tastes quite beery. I'm getting a really subtle hint of fruit and citrus, followed by flavors of paprika and pineapple. Wow. I mean, that's what I got.
Beer.
That's what I got, but I don't know what the actual beer says. I don't know what it says. So.
No, that's a lovely description.
Oh, beautiful description it is. So, Will, the start of the podcast, we've got, this week I present to you. What are you presenting to me this week?
Yeah, so the first video that I've got for you, I'm not actually an avid user of TikTok. However, this really tickled my pickle, so to speak.
Tickled your pickle. Got the juices flowing. All right. What is it?
I'm not going to describe it too much,
Okay.
but it's just a gentleman reenacting quite a what shall I say, a scene that we've all been through.
That we've all been through.
Well, I'd say about 90%, especially from the UK, that you've been through. So
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna feel bad. I'm gonna feel bad if I haven't been through the situation.
Well, you probably have.
Okay.
Here at Nando's, our chicken is finger licking good. That's the one.
Let me refresh this so we get a fresh start. Here we
Hi
are.
guys, welcome to Nando's.
Oh, it's a Nando's one?
Yes, please. Perfect. Just checking you've been to Nando's before. No, first time actually.
First time Nando's. What?
Sorry? No, I've never been here. Okay. Alright.
Does this guy fall into the 10%?
I don't really know what to say. How do we do this then? Right.
Does he look so awkward?
Hello, welcome to Nando's.
He's a good actor, isn't he?
Have you been to Nando's before?
He is a really good actor.
You said no. Welcome. Here at Nando's, our chicken is finger licking good. That's the one. This is for you.
What? You know what? Like, people on TikTok be moving mad. You know.
I know, man. It's crazy. Like, he's actually a good actor.
Follow my colleague to the table. And you want to follow my colleague to the table here. Hi guys, been to Nando's before? Just say yes. Hi guys,
Yeah. You know what? I've never said no. Have you ever said no? I've not been to Nando's. I don't think I have. Whenever I go.
Yeah, sorry. No, I thought about this, and I don't think I did because the first time I went, I was taken by someone.
You were taken?
So-
What, like the film?
Someone took me. What,
Okay.
have I said that wrong? I was taken by someone.
No, I
They
think you
took
said
me?
taken, but yeah, it just.
I don't even think I've seen the movie Taken. So
Oh well, you gotta see it. You gotta see it. It's good.
But yeah, no, the reason that I like that video as well is because I worked as a waiter for quite a while, so that made me laugh quite a lot when he was reading from a script and that.
Do you know
that's
what?
just not it at all.
It does remind me though of like I've done similar waiting things as well. But thinking back to it, when they ask you, yeah, have you ever been to Nando's? I'm always like, well, yeah, obviously. Like, who hasn't been to Nando's? But yeah, it is very, very strange.
It's weird to think that you haven't been to Nando's until you've been. So basically, everyone in the world at one point hadn't gone to Nando's.
Which is weird to think about because everyone's been to Nando's.
Exactly.
Wow, 90% of people, I think we worked out. Something else you wanted to show me?
Yes. Now, this isn't a TikTok. This is a YouTube video. I'm surprised you haven't seen this. To be fair, when I asked if you'd seen it and you said that you hadn't, I was very surprised because it was viral not too long ago. But yeah, I mean, again, it's not really something that I can describe too much. It's not one of those videos that you just have to kind of watch and see.
I'd just like to clarify as well, what this section of the podcast, me and Will have no idea what we're going to show each other. Will sends me the videos and he goes, yo, don't you dare look at them until the podcast. And I won't. So here we've got bloopers for a video called Baked in a Buttery Flaky Crust. Outtakes. Okay.
Baked on a buttery crust.
Buttery.
Baked on a buttery flavored crust. Baked on a buttery flavored.
She's even what she.
Crust. Yeah.
Baked and buttery flaky.
Have you seen she's like mouthing it out?
Flaky.
Yeah, she's well pissed off. That's the funny
Oh,
thing.
is she?
Baked on
Look
a
at her.
buttery, crispy
That's
crust.
obviously his wife.
Flaky. I like flaky over here.
Could you imagine being this old and like, mate, in the thumbnail, she looks done with life.
How is he getting it so wrong
Baked
every
on a
time? Though? I
buttery-
don't understand.
Crispy.
Yeah. Flaky.
Do you know what? Right, they definitely went home and an absolute mate. She was like, "Yeah, I'm not cooking tonight. You're going to bed early." That was it, mate. There was complete turmoil in the house. That was it. Game over. Bro, how was he getting it so wrong? At first, I thought he was missing teeth. But yeah, I thought he was missing teeth, but he's not. There's no excuse.
No, he's probably just had a couple whiskeys to calm his nerves.
Baked on a buttery flaky crust.
You should have had me do that.
Oh, yeah,
We can't even do it
but
without when it's not on the camera. Like his practice isn't even going well.
Baked on a buttery, crispy.
Mate, how can you get it so wrong so many times? There's no way, surely there's no way you can get it wrong that many times. Like, he's got to be trolling, right?
I know. I don't really understand it. The other thing I thought about this video is like, how are these people casted? Are they like there specifically because they're good at doing this, or were they just like chosen when they walked in the restaurant one day? Like, oh, that looks like a cute old couple. Let's ask them. Because I think it's the latter. Because otherwise, I don't understand how he could possibly get it this wrong so many times.
Yeah, I mean, they must have asked someone just like, yeah, can you do this for us? Like, how surely they don't know go to casting things like this.
I don't know. That's truly what I'm thinking. I'm like, have they volunteered to do this? Like, is this their parents who are making the advert? Like,
I think somewhat these are obviously grandparents. Someone they're like, yo, can you do us a big favor and can you just sort us out? So yeah. Anyway, by the way, guys, if it was lagging, Kian was downloading something, so I do apologize. Absolute numpty. But hey, I know, right? Rule number 1. If you're old, practice your lines. Well, for anything, practice your line regardless. Don't be that guy.
yeah, for sure.
What do you reckon his name is?
Preparation is everything.
What do you reckon his name
Ooh,
is?
good question. I'm gonna say Hubert.
Hubert? Nah, come on, bro. Bro, that's a violation.
No,
you can't call him Hubert.
Wait though, because he would be Bert for short. And doesn't he look like a Bert?
I'll give you that. He looks like a Bert for sure. But like, I don't know. I reckon he looks like a Jack.
Jack. He could definitely be a Jack.
I can see the Jack. Like, oh yeah, what's up, Jack? I can see Jack.
What's she called then?
Gertrude.
And you thought Hubert was bad. Hubert and Gertrude, like what? These like characters from a book or something.
That's why they've got this weird dynamic going on. They've got weird
she's
names.
definitely called Miriam.
Miriam. I can see Miriam. I don't know. She wherever she is, she looks angry. She does look like she's probably done a bit of Karen in her spare time.
Or she could definitely be a Karen, like a straight up Karen.
Straight up Karen. Well, anyway, Will, I have got something to show you. I've got a nice little short one to start with. This one is called Leroy Jenkins. Now, I believe I need to share my screen with you, don't I?
Yes, but make sure to share the actual.
There we go.
Here we go. Right.
Right, should we do a little sound test? Can you hear that?
I'm hearing it now, loud and clear.
Lovely. All right, so this one is called Leroy Jenkins.
Okay.
Come on, Foggy. Oh boy.
Oh my god! Mate, do you see how much airtime he got on this? And like normally horses jump over things, but look at the airtime.
Mate, distance, man.
Oh
in motorcycling, they call that a scrub. So he whips it out to the side. The thing that's got me in that video is two things. First of all, how did the horse not land on that dog and crush it? Second of all, how is that guy so calm? Like, surely that horse is at like serious risk of its legs breaking.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you see in horse racing all the time that like they break their legs and you snap their necks. So it's a lucky horse, but also I feel bad for that dog. That dog could have had a real bad show in there.
Let's hear it one more time. I just want, like, that's actually madness.
Yeah, it did yeet.
That was a serious yeet.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Leroy Jenkins.
Whoa.
Leroy.
Holy
Mate, I really hope that horse is actually called Leroy.
Imagine.
Leaproy.
Leaproy. Right.
I like that though. Thank you very much for showing me that one.
The next video, right? Now this video is quite weird. But so it said, I'll read the description. My friend had to check her cat's collar cam footage because of what it brought home. Now, first of all, you're already thinking, why has a cat got a collar cam on? It's a cool idea, but why? But it's set in England, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Just listen.
I'm so ready for this.
It is absolutely unbelievable. So you got the cat just prowling around, just doing his thing.
They have so much freedom, cats. Fair play.
So the one thing I've got to say, read the caption, like read the
Okay.
If I make this full screen, I don't know how it looks on the stream. Let me just check. That's probably better if I do it this way. There we go. Here we are.
I'm going to have you're eating a sausage roll now.
It's just
What's
like
in the street? Can't you wait to get home?
So
What
English.
sausage roll on the street, for God's sake.
oh, it's a little cat. Watch. 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 Watch.
I can't eat it in the street, but the bloody cat can.
She dropped. Mate, the cat's fully yeeted her teeth, bro.
I would have been happy with her taking a bit of sausage roll home.
Here, kitty, kitty, here, kitty, kitty. The cat's like, nope.
Mate, those are expensive as well. Like,
you little cat.
all I'm gonna say is I hope they've got insurance on those dentures.
Oh my
Imagine
god.
filling out the insurance form.
Oh my
So
god.
what happened to your teeth? Got stolen by a cat.
That's almost as bad as saying like the dog ate my homework. Like, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, sure that happened.
Oh my god. It's so British. This is like, oh, you can't eat your sausage roll here. What do you mean I can't eat my sausage roll? Oh, I'll give a bit to the cat. Oh, here, look at this little cat. Reminds me of little old Megan.
It's funny that you've shown me like the English version of the two old people that I showed you.
He just straight up stole the tooth. I can't believe it.
That's awful though. Do you reckon though, through this video, that they recognise the people? Because the cat couldn't have gone too far and were like, yo, here's your dentures if you still want them.
Well, the cat actually went back to the house with them. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. So she's seen the camera footage and then she'll probably see where that is and probably be able to track down the people and give them their dentures back.
Hopefully. You'd hope so.
I hope so. I hope so.
You would hope so. So, Will, what is our what is our topic of the week?
So our topic of this week is something that's actually quite what's the word? Quite not important, but something that me and Liam have been discussing previously. So we thought it would be good to bring up in the podcast. So this week's topic of the week is content houses, not just the positives of it, but also the negatives. So I mean, what better place to start than with our discussion really about what could happen post-COVID?
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for a content house. I mean, me and my boy Will here, we've been talking about potentially getting a house together or finding people that are in similar situations to us. Potentially moved home with their parents during COVID, now looking to move out. Because essentially everyone's on a clean slate right now. Everyone, pre-COVID were doing, their own little things. But now that we're like at this stage, post-COVID or coming close to post-COVID, it's just like, what do you want to do? Where do we want to go? What do we want to do? So yeah, me and Will have been talking about getting a content house in which, we'd live together or live with people. I think it's got a really nice working dynamic, but on top of all of that, I think it'd be really cool for content because you focus more on content. If you're working with people around you that are all trying to achieve the same thing, it makes it so much easier to try achieve your goals.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say the way that I don't know about yourself, Liam, but I definitely work better when other people are around me, when I'm getting motivated by others, and in turn I try and help motivate other people. And especially if you've got that one goal, that one vision in mind, it makes things a lot more streamlined, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because you probably had the same situation as I have myself some nights where you know that you got to stream or get a video out and you're not quite feeling it. I think that feeling would subside a lot if you know that you've got someone that you can go and speak to or and chat to for 5 minutes or go and see what they're getting on with.
I think I think the best thing that I can compare that to is being at university. Okay, now I obviously you can't really sort of compare to this, but being at university, you're in a uni house, all your friends are going out drinking, but you don't want to go out drinking, and then you're like, I probably should be going out drinking, but I don't want to. But then you're like, but I probably should because, they're my boys. I'm going to go out and have a good time. And I think it's the same with content is in, everyone else in the house is doing content or everyone else is on their grind. Everyone's doing their streaming. And it makes, what do you think about collabs though? Or like I said, so weird when I say that, collabs or collaboration. Yeah, because we get to collaborate and do different things, or you can be my cameraman, Follow me around with a camera when I wake up in the morning, like, oh, I didn't know you were in here. Oh, how are we doing, guys? This is how I start my day. I don't know.
Well, I was thinking more you could be my cameraman, to be honest. But
oh, okay. I see the power dynamic here. I see how it is.
No, so in regards to that's what I was going to come on to next. In regards to IRL content, it just makes everything so much easier. If you're both living in the same house, you can set up either the live stream, or you can do camera videos for YouTube, just so much easier. And basically, especially with our podcast as well, that you can only get so much of a connection through Discord. Like, obviously, It's so nice the fact that we do have it, but the dynamic definitely does change when you're physically in the same room and the same house as someone else.
I think what comes into that is energy. Like the energy, I think a lot of people, vibe off each other's energy. And having that sort of really proactive and productive environment, and especially being with you, we've been out drinking before together. We just bounce off each other. We're vibing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think it would go down great. I think it would be absolutely amazing.
Yeah. So another topic that I wanted to bring up was more not of the positives really. This is more of a negative. Now, do you know about the situation that happened with Team 10?
Yes, Team 10, of course. Yeah, Team 10. Team
so it was
10,
almost
bitch,
like
who the hell are you? Yeah.
Full music video coming soon. But no, it's basically quite a sharp rise and fall of that dynamic, really. Great idea. You're gonna, you get Jake Paul and all of his cronies with millions and millions of followers between them to go into a house together. But slowly you saw the cracks starting to appear, a lot of big egos in the house. Obviously, Jake Paul having the biggest ego that it's possible to have for good reason as well. I think it's easy to slate people like that. But in reality, it's very difficult to keep your head level when you reach new heights like that, I'd say.
Yeah.
But, sorry, after you.
No, I was going to say that, reaching those new heights can definitely, I guess, change the power dynamic because some people, again, I probably wouldn't fall into this category, but I guess you don't know until you get to that mountain. But yeah, you start to realize that, hey, they need me more than I need them, kind of thing. So it's kind of coming on your terms.
Yeah. So
yeah, especially, do you know about the Wave House as well? The the Wave House on TikTok. I don't know if you know about that.
No, so I'm not really. I'm not gonna.
I'm not a
I'm
TikTok
not so
man
much
either.
into the TikTok scene, to be honest. I'm surprised myself that I even know much about the Team 10 situation, but I don't really follow stuff like that, to be honest.
No.
If I
Well,
can
listen,
help it.
I will give you a sort of little recap. So basically, it was like
Sure.
this massive like TikTok collaboration of all like UK TikTokers coming into like a house. When I say all TikTokers, it was a select few. You know, it wasn't all of them. Jesus, that'd be a big house. But yeah, they sort of that'd be a very big house, you know.
Obviously.
Anyway, right. So they sort of came together. And they did like solo intro videos, and they were all wearing masks. So they had like helicopters, they had smoke grenades, and they were doing like face reveals to see who was in the Wave House. Big hype around it. And then it goes, like nosedives, okay? And now the thing is with the houses like that, you know, they've got sponsors. There's people paying for the house. And the thing is when you get to that level of like, you know, these houses that we're talking about, getting together in a house, is that, you know, they're under so many rules. They couldn't bring girls around the house. They couldn't do a lot of these things. So I can see the ups and downs of it. Like when it gets too official, I think, you know, sometimes they can be a bit too much. But when it's on a good level, like, yo, if we got into a house together, yo, content, drinking, good times. You know what I'm saying? It'll be...
Yeah, I totally agree. And yeah, that's definitely something that we can discuss further in the future. I mean, again, it's really hard to make any kind of plans. It's not really something that you're even able to do. We haven't been able to do for the last year, but it will be very refreshing when we're actually able to start looking into things and making like dreams a reality, basically.
Yeah, and do you know what? I'm looking forward to the first day that we can sit down. I can look at you across on the table, on the desk, or even on the sofa, wherever we're sitting. We could get adventurous with it. Yeah, we could even sit in the
On the bed.
bathtub. Imagine being in the bathtub. Me and you in the bathtub, right? I got my legs on the outside, your legs in the inside, and we're just doing a little podcast in the bath. You know?
Podcast from the bath, maybe.
Podcast from the bath, you know.
Know about that.
But on that note, I think we should introduce our guest. So the guest that we've got on today is his name is Jamie Daniels, also known as JD7. He is a Twitch streamer over on the Twitch platform. He is a podcast host himself. He's got an amazing podcast over on Spotify. I thought we'd be having an amazing guest to get on. So guys, please give a warm welcome to Jamie Daniels. Jamie, how are you doing?
How you doing? You alright, guys?
Yeah. How are you doing, man? Yo, good to see you. Yo, first of all, thank you so much for coming on. You are officially our first guest.
Oh, whoop, whoop, let's go.
Let's go, yeah. I mean, our actual first guest that we had on bailed on us, but we don't talk about it. You're the first one, so you're the special one, you know? But, welcome. How are you doing today?
Yeah, no, I'm good, man. I'm good. Obviously, I start work early, like 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever, but,
wow.
What?
Yeah.
What do you do?
No. So basically, I'm a gardener, but like a posh gardener, because you go around offices in London, do interior gardens. So
okay,
like offices and whatever. It's a bit unique, a bit different.
It is unique.
Amazing.
That is really amazing.
Yeah.
That is so unique.
It is, but I enjoy it. I mean, I obviously got the people I work with, whatever, make it interesting. But yeah, no, it's good.
Surely, if you're doing it at night and there's no really one. What do you boys mess about? Surely you must have a little giggle and a bit of a mess about.
Yeah, of course we do. Obviously, we're lads, aren't we? So we're gonna have, obviously we've got ladies working with us as well. But especially we've got obviously a bit professional on site. But when you're like early in the morning, or whatever, we've been playing football in the offices. And
no way.
Like that. So, yeah, so
that's unreal. That is unreal.
Because it's that early in the morning. It's like no one in there. So especially with COVID at the moment, like no one's in the offices. So we're just kind of take advantage of it, kind of. So
take advantage of it where you can. But for everyone here on the channel, everyone here in the podcast, yo, tell us in a nutshell what you do, because I mean I sort of like touched on it a little bit when we sort of started the stream, but you're the best man to tell us what you do.
And what I do, sorry, obviously I misheard that.
Sorry, in terms of like your Twitch, your podcast stuff, you've got a lot going on. So
so basically, I started Twitch because I wanted to kind of be, give someone a place to go to for mental health, or basically, I think my first initial thought was like loneliness and whatever. Like, you know, I wanted people to smile, have a good time, and have a good laugh, and sort of communicate and build friendships and stuff like that. But yeah, like obviously one day I want to try and get to obviously partner, but obviously you know what it's like.
It's a bit of a grind. It is a grind. It is a grind.
Building relationships, and you know, just want to be genuine and humble, and yeah, as I said, you got to keep grinding and just push yourself to the limit. You know, if you take one step back or 2 steps back, that's fine. If you're tired or whatever, then you got to go 5 steps forward just to regain that sort of possession what you was at. So but no, as I said, you know, with the podcast as well, did that with we was joking around with my mates.
Just a few of the boys.
Yeah, a few of the boys and that, obviously playing Apex and that, and was like, oh, we should do a podcast and whatever. Well, obviously we had a few drinks and whatever playing Apex. I was on stream. Just jokingly said it, and I was like, you know what, like fuck it, we're gonna do it.
Let's do it.
Obviously then I spoke to the boys. I was like, you boys actually want to do it? Because I feel like we've got a good chemistry. We can have a good vibe. We do try and sort of be a little bit like the sort of the Grand Tour kind of vibe.
Okay.
So I'll be like sort of Jeremy Clarkson. Well, I'm not a dickhead anyway. But yeah, like we try and have that kind of vibe, but with a bit of a twist, obviously. But yeah, no, we have a good laugh. It's a good way of catching up with your friends as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, we do a similar thing. I mean, this is kind of, even though we talk offline, it's kind of really nice to be able to talk to each other. But yeah, just from sort of hearing from you, and you know, you just sort of discussing everything you're doing, you do sound like a very humble guy. Now, you're a very humble guy, but Will's got some really, really good questions for you. Not to test how humble you are, but just to just
made it sound like I was gonna give him some morality questions there.
Give him the questions.
I'll try and answer the best I can.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, don't worry, not difficult questions, but the first one would be
they're really hard.
So you've got many creative outlets going on. So if someone tomorrow said, right, you're only allowed to carry on with one, either your stream or your podcast or YouTube, what would you pick to carry on with, and why would that be?
All right. So from my first thought, obviously click straight away. It'll be Twitch.
Okay.
The only reason be because I feel like, you know, I built something from the bottom. Same as the podcast, but I feel like I can do with a twist. Obviously, at the same time, I could still do what you're doing here. So I could still do it on the same platform. As I said, we obviously record privately, offline. So, but as I said, I feel like Twitch could be anything. You see art, you see podcasters, and you see it all.
Everything, don't you really?
Yeah. It could be a platform for anything. You see a platform for sleeping, for fuck's sake. So
it's crazy. Twitch is a crazy place, and I think it is really cool though that we can have so many different like spectrums of content on Twitch, and for it to be watchable and accessible for all. I think it is really cool.
100%.
Absolutely.
I've got a question for you. My question for you is, are you a fan of Marmite?
No. My wife loves the fuck out of it, but I'd say, but yeah, honestly,
I was taking a little scroll through your Twitter, and I seen who's a fan of Marmite. If you are, like, what the hell are you thinking? So
yeah, exactly. You disgusting people.
Was there like a specific event that made you write that tweet? You know, did your wife make some toast?
No, so basically,
on it or something?
So basically, I just thought, you know what? I saw my wife eating it when I was like, how the fuck could she be eating that?
You just
shit?
turned your note up to it, like, oh.
So yeah, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, you know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of other food you can like out there, but other than Marmite. But yeah, like, I just thought about it. You know what? I'm gonna put a tweet out there, see like out of all my followers on Twitch and Twitter and whatever, what they're going to say. So obviously I spoke to Bennett, I think it's Bennett Girl. Bennett Girl, I think that's her name for Twitch. And she goes, oh, you should do like this Marmite crisp. And I'm like, what? As a punishment? Like,
as a punishment, not enjoyment. Just
I said, I said obviously I'd probably do it for content for banter because if you knew me on a night out, I'll do a dare. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how. To be fair, that's how me and my missus met. So
For
we
a
was on a night
dare?
out.
Do the boys dare you to go to? Go speak to her. Go speak to her.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, if you come into my stream, I'm sure you can ask her or whatever. Like, and, she we was on a night out, was in Stonehouse, and we obviously met with her friends and whatever, my boys and that, and yeah, it was just kind of like, you know, as I don't know about you guys, obviously, and obviously chat itself, but yeah, pretty much we probably dated pretty much when we was pissed for like 3 or 4 months. so like, yeah, so. But you know, but the thing is, like, it was serious. But obviously, you know, but yeah, no, it was, yeah, we wasn't like serious, whatever. But then we obviously got on nights out and having a bit of a laugh and whatever. And then it's serious now. I'm married, so obviously I've been with her for 7 years.
Wow.
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
Good for you, good for you.
yeah. That's it. Cheers. Obviously, but yeah, no. People say marriage is difficult. It's not. You just got to find the right person, whatever, and
Hey,
have a
preach.
good. You know, if they've got the chemistry of a bit of, you know, best of everything basically, and then you're fine. Just stick with that one.
So you're telling us you found a keeper? You found a keeper?
Oh, 100%. I can happily say that I found a keeper. So,
Well,
you know,
very happy.
so,
very happy for you.
but yeah, no, obviously, yeah. That's sort of, I don't want to make this a love story or whatever.
No.
So-
It's funny. We started from the Marmite and now we're here.
I know exactly. That's what I mean. That's what podcasts can do. You go
absolutely.
from Marmite to fucking talking about like love advice.
Love it.
So-
There we are.
Absolutely. Well, that's a really good story. What I wanted to say as well in regards to you saying that, you know, you met up a few times, not as seriously. I think a lot of good relationships start off not being super serious.
Yeah, we were just friends. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, was serious. We went around each other's houses to just drink and have a bit of fun. It's few dares, you know what it's like. You know, you try and show off. You know,
Yeah, for
so-
sure.
Yeah. I'll down this. Yeah. For the boy.
Try and be
Nah,
an alpha Chad.
young and stupid. So, but yeah, no, I wouldn't change it. Obviously, but yeah, no, it's all good.
That
It's all
sounds
good.
that sounds amazing. That sounds
Good
amazing.
stuff. Good stuff.
No, I've definitely got a few stories, but I'll obviously, yeah,
Save them
Save
for
this,
later. Save them for
we'll
later.
save
Yeah.
that for your stream when we're all in there.
yeah, no.
Right, JD, as well. I have a question. Now, this is a question that we ask every week. Obviously, we haven't had a guest on prior, but we put a twist on it every week. So I'm going to paint the picture for you here. Okay, so
All right, go
I
on.
saw on Twitter that you are a man who has put a couple bets on in the past.
Yeah,
A few
I'm a
like
gambling
cheeky
man,
hackers.
yeah.
And I've seen a couple ackies going on. Okay, so the situation is you've just had a tenfold ackie come in. Okay, we're talking 4 figures that you've
Yes,
just won
sir.
off a couple of
Alright,
quid. Okay,
alright.
so this is in the summer as well. So the pubs have just reopened. You get a text
Alright.
from your mate at the pub.
Yeah.
Come on, come down. We're gonna have a few pints. On your
Alright.
way down to the pub, you think, oh, actually, I need to have a bit of food before I drink. I need something
Alright.
quick. And on the
Alright.
way, you spot a McDonald's.
Yes,
You
sir.
walk in. You're looking at the menu. What
Alright.
meal are you buying?
What's your go-to?
Big Mac.
Okay, nice. Straight away, I love that.
So you're settling just on a Big Mac? You've
Yeah.
just won that
Well,
tenfold
thinking of Big Mac,
acca.
are we talking a
Okay,
meal?
okay.
You know, I need
Can
the
I-
details.
Can I? Well, to be fair, I went.
You can't phone a friend, no.
No. Imagine I was like waiting on the aisle thing. Go, mate, what do you think I should have? I got like a whole queue behind me, whatever. But yeah, no. I'll to be fair, I went had a grand Big Mac, one of those things to do like
Yeah.
limited
Yes,
time,
yes.
whatever.
Yeah,
So
Sure.
I'm a bit of a fat shit when it comes to food like that. So
I think
Uh,
all 3 of us are.
yeah. So basically, I'll go for grand Big Mac. I'll go for like
Nice.
a double cheeseburger, a mayo
Yeah.
chicken,
Yes, sir.
some chips on the side, and if I feel
Yeah.
a bit cheeky, have a McFlurry.
We were saying this that a McFlurry is almost like it's
man.
almost like a must. Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like if you go to
Yeah,
McDonald's,
yeah.
you don't get a McFlurry, you're losing out. You're just losing out on absolute McDonald goodness. I'm like, come
That's
on.
such a good start. That is such. I'm so happy. I've got such a wide smile because that is like very similar to what I'd order. So you've really set the mark.
Mate,
there. So
that's a
going
strong
forward-
order. That's a
going
very
forwards,
strong order. Mate,
Really strong
Right.
order.
Will, what would you rate it?
Exactly.
What would you rate it? Out of 5, what would you rate that order? That is a strong order, right?
You know what? For that order, I don't know what I'd change really. So I'm gonna give that a solid 4.75.
Oh, well, gee, all right, jeez. Listen,
Yeah,
you've set the
There's
bar
only
high.
about 0.2 left off there. Only about 0.2.
Yeah, you've genuinely set the bar high. I mean, I would personally throw in maybe a milkshake or something, or I'd maybe throw in like a wrap of the day, something. That's what I'd throw in, me personally.
What,
but
as
well, yeah, bro, we're going all out, bro.
All right,
I
chill
just want
out.
a tenfold acca. Let's go. I'm turning around in the queue and I'm like, yo, who else wants it? I'm buying. Come, yeah, I'm buying. Let's go. But yeah, that's what I'd be doing.
No, fair enough. That's an awesome answer, JD. I really like that.
Nah, JD, I back it. I back it.
Right. So just moving on in regards to away from the questions. I mean, I had a question for you just to get a bit to know about you more. But obviously, it's a bit hard to answer so much at the moment. Now we're in COVID, but prior to COVID, other than streaming and work, is there any other like hobbies or interests that you have?
So I'm a lover for football. So I go to quite a few QPR games if we can. So it's Queen Park Rangers. So yeah, lover for football. Honestly, like would drop most things for football. You know what I mean?
The wife included.
To be fair, she said, well,
she understands.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, she's a United fan herself, so we obviously travel. So yeah, that was definitely another tick on the box on my checklist, obviously for wife material. So yeah, no, but yeah, obviously, if she doesn't want to go, I'll still go. No worries about it. I don't think think twice about it. So, but no, obviously, football, gaming. As you already said, you know, I love a Aki, I like a good bet. So
what do you call them? What would you call them on your Twitter? They're like biscuit picks or something. What's your?
We call it biscuit verdicts.
That's it,
So basically, the insights. The only reason why we call it biscuit verdicts because we got a guy called Eric, obviously on there. And he likes a broken biscuit. So basically, he
likes a broken biscuit.
Yeah,
is that so like dip in tea or something? Go on.
No, so basically, you get this big box from the range, or like you go to like the food warehouse and whatever. It's like you pay about £3 for it, and it's all like these like the
misshape.
It's basically like broken biscuits didn't make the packet basically, and they go into this box. It's basically like a lucky dip box. And I always get a box anyway because it's like you get some really good biscuits in there because I'm a lover for biscuits anyway.
Biscuits have a place in my heart.
And it's like, honestly, it's like the lottery. You pick one box out of 100, and then you end up with the fucking poor man biscuits, or you end up with the fucking like luxury biscuits.
You can imagine he's like, I found a whole custard cream and it's not broken.
To be fair, you'd be surprised. There's not a lot of broken biscuits. I'm always thinking, why they call it broken biscuits? Like half of them like exactly the same, but maybe I don't know. Like it makes me question, but at the same time, you pay £3 for a box, and you're laughing. I mean,
you found the loophole.
Well, the thing is as well, like it's 13. I think they're saying like 1,300 grams of biscuits in there. So you think about it. So you think about how much is in a packet.
I've been doing it wrong all these years. Wow. Do you know what? If I take anything from this podcast, is to go buy broken biscuits.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, Liam. You should like have a new section on your podcast. Open a fresh box, like when people do Pokemon pack openings. Liam's over there opening his what biscuits we got this week, boys.
There you go.
Do you know what? I'm stealing that. I'm actually going to do that. Broken biscuit, and we're going to go through them. And I'm going to have sleeves for them and everything. Yeah. And do you know what? My dream is to find enough whole biscuits in there to make my own pack. That's what I'm going to do. It will be worth it. It will be worth it.
Good, to be fair.
But, JD, talking about Twitch and your sort of journey on Twitch. Well, first of all, let's start off with your name, JD7. How did you come to the name JD7? I know it may be fairly simple, but for everyone watching, how did you get the name JD7?
Couldn't think of a better, to be honest, I couldn't think of a cool name. You know, catchy, whatever. So I thought I'd go for my initials, basically, and my lucky number 7. So I thought JD7's obviously with the. So yeah, it's simple. Sometimes you know, you guys obviously go and buy Adidas and Nike and whatever. That's just got a tick on it, isn't it?
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, so the way I just thought it, you know, JD7, whatever, it's only just got to have a ring to it a little bit and
I like
short
it.
and simple.
It is.
Yeah,
So-
I like that a lot.
I like
Seven's
that
my
it's short and
as well,
simple.
so
Really, really
seven's
good.
the god number.
So exactly, if you overthink the situation, like, you know, I know you could be adventurous and have, I don't know, like lover for crumpets or something like that, or like, so.
I mean,
like, you
of
know
all
what I
the
mean?
things you could have picked, you picked crumpets.
Good name.
Well,
Lover for
yeah,
crumpets.
well, to be fair, it's just come out of my head, and I was just like thinking, well, I love a good crumpet, so
Yeah, no,
So-
vouch that.
Everyone loves a bit of a crumpet. So on Twitch then, I mean, you said a lot in your sort of introduction, because I was going to ask you like how you started, but I think you said a lot of the stuff you do is for, you know, positivity and bringing people up, making people smile. A lot of stuff around mental health. So while you've been on Twitch then, what would you say, now you might not be able to answer this, but what is your biggest standout moment on Twitch? Like, what's that one thing? Maybe it was a raid. I mean, we all get those warm fuzzy feelings when we get a raid, but like, what is that standout moment that you thought, wow, like this platform, this community is absolutely amazing?
I think I was doing like a pub quiz on my stream at one point. I thought I mentioned to the guys and obviously people in chat, do you fancy me doing a pub quiz? And I obviously do like a fancy dress for it and whatever.
Okay.
And I went into his effort. Basically, he's dressing up as a Peaky Blinder.
Nice.
So yeah, it's dressed up as a Peaky Blinder, and obviously doing the pub quiz and that. And yeah, so then obviously we'll just. All of a sudden, we're just going through the questions, and people were really, really enjoying it. They were like having a really good time and having a good laugh. And then all of a sudden, they just like blown up the chat and just like dropped bits and this and whatever. The thing is with me, I don't expect any of that. Like literally, as I said, you know, I go onto Twitch to have a bit of fun, put a few smiles on people's faces and that. So if I get a sub, if I get bits or a donation, whatever, you know, that only goes back into the stream. So like if you donated, you know, it will go back into my equipment or go away to a giveaway and stuff like that. But I'll try and keep it fair, and you know, I'm as well, I don't know, as a lot of people say, I'm quite giving. Like in,
you do sound very giving and very humble. Man. It sounds like all the things you do it for are for the benefit of everyone else, and I love that.
Well, yeah. I don't want to obviously like blow my own trumpet or anything like that. I've just been
Sounds like you are. Joking.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I was thinking a little bit. I was like thinking,
no, it's good. No, it's good.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
You
not
know,
at all.
but as I said, I'm trying to be like real as I can, obviously, like and answer it as honestly I can. But as I said, you know, I want to give back to the community as much as I can. And if I didn't have viewers or if I didn't have a community, I wouldn't have Twitch. I wouldn't have a channel. So it's only fair to show that support and show that love back to the people who've taken their time out of their day to come watch you and spend time in your chat and stuff like that. So, and also, as I said, you know, you get a few people in there, you know, talk about like depression and this and whatever. And then you just try and bring the positive vibes and into the chat and obviously just try and make them forget about it, even if it's for 5 minutes or whatever. You know, it's a big thing, obviously, especially with COVID at the moment. You know, depression and anxiety and stuff like that is it's kind of almost unspoken of at some points. Probably it's not even spoken about as much as it should be, like with the government and this and whatever funding and so on. So I feel like if I can make a change or if I can do my part or whatever, that's what it will be. You know, I'll spend the 10, 15 minutes or whatever it takes, or I even talk to the people offline or whatever. If they want to talk to me, I said my door's always open if you want to talk to me, or DMs or whatever. So that's just pretty much me all round. So yeah, with the community stuff and highlights and whatever, I think that's what was my highlight, because they made me cry at the end.
Wow.
Because I didn't because as I said, I'm very lucky to have a such a great community, and obviously with you guys as well. Obviously speaking to Liam through DMs or whatever. I ain't even spoken to the guy before. I think I've dropped into like in his stream maybe once or twice or whatever, to try and show the love to everyone or whatever. But yeah, like sort of speaking to Liam offline or whatever through DMs, I can tell he's a genuine guy, and a good laugh, the same as you. Egg Boy. Obviously, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know you-
Nah,
don't-
I think, yeah, egg's gonna be my name I stick with. I think Egg Boy's just a bit too much. But yeah, no, I think that's awesome when you're
Yeah.
having a guest on, and especially when you spoke to Liam, you say you haven't spoken in person before. I think a lot of the people that are doing this stream grind are more likely to have better chemistry, because that's almost like what you've been used to for a while, speaking to a chat, speaking to an audience. So you've already
Yeah.
got that like hardwired into your head to be able to do that.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. To be honest, as I said, if I said to you, probably when I was younger, whatever, I was shy. I didn't want to talk, or I wasn't very confident. I can tell you, even tell you an embarrassing story a little bit about me, just to show maybe like how far people can come if you put in the effort and and go against your what's the word I'm looking for now, like things you don't really want to do because you're anxious or whatever. So like I was in a shop working at Sports Direct. It's my very first job, and basically I like to sort of please people and make sure they get what they want and whatever. But then I was on the radio and whatever. It's my first shift and whatever, and they go to me, "Oh, Jamie, we haven't got this size and whatever." You had to tell them to the customers, and it was like these old couple, probably about 60 odd or whatever. The old pensioners, basically.
It was the
And
buttery,
they didn't have a lot of
flaky
money,
people.
and you try and make sure you give them all the help, whatever they need, and whatever. And I went all red. Like I was so embarrassed because it was almost like I want the shot to sort of try and do a bit better, like try and provide, like because they ain't got a lot of money, you know what I mean? If I was able to but I was on like £3.60 an hour.
Oh, mate, it's
my first
criminal.
job.
It's criminal what they actually give, like what they actually pay people in that place. I swear, at some points, I'm pretty sure back in the day, maybe when you worked there, I know my friends worked there, but I swear they were paying under minimum wage, like way below minimum wage.
Well, you're on a 0-hour contract, so basically, like you almost had to, in some way, had to ask like your manager to kind of get the hours. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I know that firsthand. I was on 0 hour in hospitality as well. When I started.
But as I said, you want to just do what you can. As I said, I got my foot through the door. I think the way I looked at it as well, like it was a 2-hour week job in Stevenage. And yeah, just had to get my foot through the door, get on the ladder for my first job. And yeah, just when I told the people, I was so red, and even like my supervisor, because he was teaching me obviously the roads and whatever. He's like, "Jamie, why are you gone so red?" And I was like, I just like, so I'm embarrassed, obviously, but yeah, like
you didn't want to upset them. Basically, you wanted to tell them what they.
Oh yeah, but at the same time, but I was at the same time I was shy. Like that was just the bottom line. So I had to go through and build that confidence. But now, now I'm on Twitch, you can't shut me up, basically.
All
now,
right, so
awesome.
where do you think it changed then? So like where you've gone from that, that innocent lad trying to please people, and like maybe not being so confident in the social situations. What do you think the turning point was then, to the point where now you can sit on Twitch and now you can speak to an audience and speak to a lot of people?
Basically just to show people it's doable, it's possible if you put your mind to it. So sometimes you got to smash through a few barriers, a few walls to break that sort of mental block in your head. So yeah, as I said, if you believe in yourself, you can do it. And then a lot of people go, right, I want to get partner this year and whatever, and your numbers are not like there in whatever, like what you need basically for a partner or whatever. And then you go, right, this is what I want to do, X, Y, and Z. And then, you got to believe in yourself, basically. You got to go from like, from the bottom, now we're here kind of thing, like that kind of song from Drake.
Bit of Drake, yeah. So, throw a bit of Drake in there.
Yeah, cheeky. But yeah, as I said, I think it's more just to believe. You got to believe in yourself, which I didn't really have a lot of. So, as I said, you got to just keep pushing, keep striving, and just do the best you can, and that's all you can do. So,
I think it's really important what you touched on there, and I think this can kind of echo to what Egg Boy's done in the past with his streaming. It's that self-belief that you can do it, or understanding, the task that is in hand, whether it's being partner, whether it's just being confident, speaking to more people, or, being given that opportunity, or, maybe enabled proving to your dad that, hey, like, this is a really good thing. Like, I know I've got to do my exams, but like, if I really try this, I can do this. And just having that inner confidence and that self-belief that, yo, hey, I can do this. And a lot of people say, that visualization. You tell yourself over and over again that, yo, I'm going to do this. I'm going to be a partner. I'm going to make it on Twitch. I'm going to do this. And I think that if you tell yourself you can't do it, or like, I can't be bothered, you start going to a negative mindset. You need to tell yourself you can do it and you will do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%,
exactly.
for sure.
Yeah.
I think with streaming as well, it's a very much a solo climb. Like, yeah, along the way, as you said, JD, about making good connections, that's a massive part of being able to improve. But at the end of the day, you're the only person that set up your channel, and you're the only person turning your stream on. And you've really got to have that self-motivation to be able to do that. And if you don't have it, then you're already so far behind so many other people that do have that fire in their belly to be able to succeed.
Yeah.
That it basically, if you start the journey and you're serious about it, it basically forces you to either step up, as you were saying, going from being shy to not being able to stop talking. It basically forces you to make that step up mentally, as you said, and break those barriers down.
No, yeah, for sure. No, that's what I was saying. Like, you got to say to yourself, how bad do you want it? Like,
Yeah.
and especially when you go on like on these walks at the moment and whatever. Like, trust me, like there'd be days, once I finish my shifts and my work and whatever, I sometimes spend like a whole day indoors and whatever, just because I'm just like constantly thinking and this and whatever. And I know I need to get out, and obviously, like, and once I get out, and trust me, like, you come up with so many ideas and this and whatever. So it's good just to look after yourself. And because, as I said, with Twitch and YouTube and TikTok and whatever, when people go to you, if you what's your full-time job, content creation and whatever, but the people don't really realize what has to go through it and what you got to do to kind of get to that point, and and how much energy and time and it takes. Where I had this one video where I'm gonna pick up the PS5 and made a kind of a vlog.
I seen that. I seen it. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. No, it literally took me all day. I didn't actually go on my PlayStation 5 just because I want just to kind of like get that content right. I wanted to show like it's doable, it's possible to make a good vlog and whatever. And the thing is, I never made a vlog, so I'm obviously testing my skills, in editing and stuff like that. So if you just got to keep pushing and keep striving and be willing to learn. I think that's another really important thing. If you're not willing to learn new skills or not willing to put in the time, and then you might as well just give up, because it's just because this is Twitch, YouTube and whatever. It's not an easy ride. It won't be.
It never is, yeah.
It is in some ways. Twitch has got that kind of lottery vibe kind of thing, because the discovery on here is not that great and whatever.
It's terrible.
It's like it's word of mouth. Like pretty much, or whatever, and people talk about your tweets, or people like talk about your content, your videos and whatever. You got to basically put anything anywhere to make sure people can like catch that moment of your best work, because your work is not your work is not always going to be like top or you're always your best. You're always going to have like an off day, especially if you're doing like a full-time job. And
I suppose when you have a full-time job, don't you have to sort of try to find that balance. But something you touched on what I think was really good, and there's a lot of what people don't know, is that there's one thing putting aside time for Twitch or time for anything in anything, whether it be Eggboy putting time into Fortnite, whether it be me putting time into streaming, but it's spending that time efficiently and understanding what you're doing is going to achieve that goal. So if I jump on Fortnite and I just play Fortnite over and over again, like eventually, yes, I probably will get better. But if I have a goal that like, right, in the next 5 days, I wanna get better at my building, or I want to get better at communicating with people on Instagram, or grow on my Instagram. And I just think it's so important that if you're trying to grow, or you're trying to do anything with the spare time you have, that you have a goal that you have in mind and use that time efficiently. Because let's face it, everyone has got the same 24 hours in a day, And for a lot of people like yourself, you work very unsociable hours into the early hours of the so it must be very hard for you. So it's about having that time, but using it efficiently, because everyone gets the same 24 hours. So you've got to use them as smart as you can, really. I don't know if you agree with that, Eggboy, or...
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, after you, JD.
No, I was just gonna say amen. I agree. But, so
yeah. I was gonna say
I'm not in a religious. I don't want you to say why. I said amen. So,
I did want to really touch on more of your podcast now. So the question that I had for you, JD, was, so I know for me and Liam, when we did our pilot episode, we did a fair bit of preparation for that, so that we knew exactly what we were going into that. Was it the same kind of situation for you in your first episode? Were you nervous? Did you put a lot of effort into like getting preparation done, or did you just turn on the webcams and the mics and start chatting?
No, I think with podcasts you gotta prep. You gotta have a we want to obviously try and be natural as possible, and obviously have a natural flow in your chats and this and whatever. But sometimes you have to sort of have a bit of an idea what to talk about. You don't want to like go over the same subjects you might have already talked about. So you might say to the boys or whatever, or whoever you do it with, right, guys, we're already spoken about Apex a bit too much, like the last couple of episodes. Let's try and focus on something like certain categories. You won't go into exactly what you're going to be talking about, or they can go, right, well, we want to talk about, I know, the new Fallout game or whatever, and then that'll be it. We won't talk about it and this and whatever. But sometimes we don't always do that. Sometimes, you know what, we're going to click the record button and just going to go for it. But sometimes being not overly prepared, but just being a little bit prepared is good, because you don't want to one, for editing, because you have got to edit a little bit, because there is like bits and maybe you may muck up if you are recording and whatever. But this is the good pro of this, like, doing it on Twitch now. You don't need to do the editing. You don't need to put like the intro, the outro, this and whatever. No. It's like, it's smack bam, press the like button.
It is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. It says what I say now is out there. You know what I mean? So
you got to be careful. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it's definitely on eggshells. So no, but as I said, I love a good chat, and obviously I'm glad obviously you gave me the opportunity to come.
No, I mean, absolutely amazing
podcast as well. So, but no, I love a good chat, and obviously I want to get to sort of know your boys more and get sort of know your community and stuff like that. So, I just thought, I was just happy for you boys. Obviously, you wanted to actually start your own podcast. So
yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a leap for us at first, but I think we were joined by the same sort of mentality that you and your friends were joined with. That we both talk a lot of rubbish to each other on Discord, online, or whatever. So like, why not like bring it together and do something together? And what you said about like having like a plan or a roadmap is absolutely amazing, because in whatever you do, I always think it's, even when I turn the stream on, I will always have a roadmap of where I want to go. So the games I want to play, the topics I want to talk about, or the stuff that I've been thinking in the day. But none of it's scripted, because I think when it's too scripted, it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel real.
No, exactly. That's what I mean.
And you want it to feel real. So having those trigger words or that line of topics. So if I was to look at the stuff I want to talk about today, and it's just like, talk about the podcast. So it's just like, so we talk about the podcast. But I'm not like individual question. It's like when I'm talking to you and I want to ask you a question about the podcast based on whatever you've said, then we just flow like that. And I think it's so important that you keep it real. That's what it is. Like, you don't want it to be scripted. It's just as real as it can be.
The thing is, right, you can never keep up with the fake self of yourself. Like, I don't know if you ever watched or listened to when KSI had an interview with Louis Theroux. And basically, no, if you listen to it, it's really, really good, because I think it gives you an idea what he had to go through to because that's another thing as well. Obviously, with like the likes of like Black Lives Matters and what he has to go against and stuff like that, kind of frame of mind and stuff like that. And with he had family problems, he had all sorts, and all in the background, but that never got in the way of his content creating.
Mhm.
So like it just shows you that me just listening to that and getting like an idea of what he had to go through, and I'm like, not that you want to compare everything what you do in life, but it almost gives you like an insight, like what, because sometimes you may have a day you go, you know what, my stream wasn't that good today, or this and whatever. What am I doing wrong, or whatever? You analyze everything, but sometimes it's nothing what you're doing wrong. Sometimes it just happens and whatever. So you got to have that, that mind set.
It is. It's about having that mental toughness. Which do you know what I feel like that in like with having the internet, I do feel like people are becoming more mentally tough with all the stuff they had to put up on the internet, because like when we didn't have the internet before, and we were in everyday life, if someone was to talk to you how they were on the internet, it's very shocking, isn't it? And it's in person, so it feels a lot more personal. But I feel like, yes, it does affect a lot of people's mental health, all the stuff that does go online, but I think it does make people tougher to the world as a whole because of all the stuff they have to put up with online. I mean, let's face it, like back in Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare 2 lobbies, okay? Like Modern Warfare 2 lobbies were absolutely horrendous. Like the stuff that used to get said there. And I just think over the years, I've just sort of, become used to like, people, not being nice to you online. And you just sort of become used to that and not so offended by everything.
No, that's what I mean.
sure.
That's what I was going to probably say as well. Like, it's almost sometimes like you can't, like, especially with us now, like, making a YouTube video and this and whatever, like the do's and don'ts and what you can say, what you can't say. It's almost like you almost got to learn another language.
Yes.
Like an understanding what can or can't be said and what will offend people, what can't. So if we was talking about the like of, as I said, with Black Lives Matters and transgender and the trans community and mental health and this and whatever, it's almost like you got to have a good understanding before. If you go into those kind of topics, you need to make sure you're aware of what you got to say, because I feel if you don't say, you might just say something unintentionally, you didn't really go through the filter of your quality check or whatever, and you don't really mean it. Like as I said, I will try and stay away these kind of subjects if I have to. But if sometimes it has to be said, there were football and stuff like that with Black Lives Matters in the moment when people are doing like the fist and whatever. It's very powerful, and
For sure.
and also, the likes of me being a white man and saying we've got like white privileges and this and whatever, it's embarrassing. I want to make sure everyone's an equal, equal pay, woman or man or whatever, I don't get it. I really don't get it sometimes. I think we need to understand we're only human, and, we're the same species. And then we need to sort of just have just to make sure, it doesn't matter what color you are, this and whatever. We're one, united
we're one
family.
race. We're one race, aren't we?
Yeah, one race.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. You're one species. You're still human. It doesn't matter.
So touching on what you said there, JD, about having to learn about a language and before you step into this world, because it is something that you have to be very wary of. Obviously, a very prominent topic at the moment is the cancel culture and how easy it is for something that you say maybe taken in the wrong way, and that can be the end of your channel. Basically, it's happened to a lot of big streamers and big YouTubers at the moment. Some being more aggressive in what they've said than others, but it just goes to show how every single moment that you're streaming or every video that you edit and put up on YouTube, you have to be so careful and have such a good knowledge in order to make sure that you don't cross that boundary. Because the thing is as well, from your point of view, it's always going to be different to someone else's.
Oh,
So
yeah, of course.
it's almost, sorry, after you, mate.
Sorry, no, I don't expect anyone to be like the way I think or whatever. I think it's just like, I think we just all need to have an understanding what we talk about, and all right, fair enough, everyone's got an opinion and everyone's entitled to an opinion, but sometimes it's just best to kind of keep it to yourself if it's going to cause an argument or it's going to cause an upset or anything like that, especially on social media, because I think ever since social media could be so many good things about it, you meet new friends and you meet new people, it can be such a great place.
Yeah.
But now, since everyone's got a voice
Yeah.
on social media, people sometimes think it's okay to be a bit edgy to get content out there, or just to get their opinion out there. But sometimes, don't be that person. If you don't agree with it, if you want to be racist or this and whatever, just keep it to yourself, because you're only going to cause upset, and people are just going to call. There's going to just be a hate party, or as you said,
Cancel culture,
I think a lot of it as well. Some people, as you said, bigger streamers and bigger, YouTubers and whatever. Yes, they have got an opinion, but if I think they know, they want to be edgy. That's the thing. Like I know if I want to be edgy, I know there could be a chance of upsetting people, but they like to be edgy because they want numbers, they want viewers, they sometimes it's almost a bit cheap, almost in some ways, because you don't want just to get numbers and this and that for the wrong reasons. It's like you don't want to be like Katie
Hopkins?
Hamilton. Hopkins,
Hamilton.
Katie Hopkins.
Mrs. Controversial.
Yeah, so she's probably like really nice deep down or whatever, but online,
I don't know about her. No, I think that is deep rooted. I think that's very deep rooted. I think she says a lot of that stuff even off camera. She's But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is sometimes people would do stuff just
for views,
do things like just for views, because she probably gets paid for it. She probably gets paid a living just to say hate words and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So if you give her the energy and give her the time, whatever, if you guys go, look, Katie, you're wrong or whatever, don't even say anything and don't give your opinions and whatever, she doesn't get paid. It's simple, you know what I mean? Yeah. So play the game,
play the game.
Don't let people tread on your toes because they want to get paid and whatever. If you feel like it's a disagreement or whatever, sometimes it's just better to be quiet than not say anything at all, because that sometimes speaks louder than saying something. If I get what I'm saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I think so that what you're exactly what you're saying as well comes back to that. You need to remember why you started streaming and just be true to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because things like being humble and trying not to upset people for views and things come back to just you should do what makes you happy rather than what gets you popular and famous. Because sorry, after
I just wanted to add on to that, and I think ultimately at the end of the day, like, whoever you are online, whether you're doing it for views, whether you're doing it for controversy, I think at the end of the day, with the platforms in which we have now talking about cancel culture, I think at the end of the day, the people that are the good eggs, pardon the fun, but the people that are the good eggs, the people that are the humble people, will be the ones to rise to the top, because the ones that are controversial, the ones that are saying the things for views, eventually the platform will clamp down on them. I mean, we've seen eventually, like, sure, they will run into problems. So yes, you might get some quick views here and there, and you might rise to fame because you said something really controversial, and because you said that thing that's controversial, that gets into the algorithm because everyone's searching for it. They want to know more about it.
Oh yeah, exactly. Clickbait. That's what I mean.
It is clickbait.
Exactly. And also, do you want to be that person who? Because unfortunately, internet, whatever you put out there stays there forever. You know what I mean? So people will copy the videos or whatever, like they'll put on their hard drives, and you could be like, you know what, I don't want to be that person anymore. But then obviously, like, and you're this new person, but then someone will go back and go, you know what, you did say this like 5 years ago. So, like, and you go, all right, yeah, fair enough. I did say that, I'm apologizing, whatever. But some people don't give a second chances. Some people won't. Unfortunately, I love
the internet to get a second chance, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah,
so hard.
I mean, yeah. So as you want to make sure you give a good first impression. You just be who you are, who you want to be. Just be yourself, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And then
stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself. I mean, if you're a good person, that will radiate off you. I mean, if you're a good person, you will be a good person online. You don't need to, try fall into the whole TOS thing and make sure that you're stream ready. If you are genuinely a good person, like that will speak volumes. You'll speak for yourself by being a good person.
Yeah, no, obviously I was just reading Honey's obviously comment, but
Yeah.
obviously Clouts annoys the shit out of you. Obviously, same as me. Like you don't need to make hate parties or this and whatever. Like as I said, it is what it is, and if you've got your opinions and whatever, some people just want drama. People just absolutely love drama,
Yeah.
and you just got to remember, like, it's just we stay true to yourself. Sometimes it's better not to say something than say something at all. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
just and as I said, I personally started Twitch because I wanted to make it a good place, a happy place, and just have fun. And I think some people are literally just trying to start it, for the wrong reasons.
They're in it for the
because
wrong reasons, yeah.
Yeah, so like you go, oh, can I have a follow for follow, for example, right? This can be like another another
Slippy,
thing,
that's
right?
a slippy slope, that one, isn't it? That's a can of worms right there.
It is, but I think it's safe to say I think everyone did start as a follow for follow. Like when you start your profiles and this and whatever, maybe the first couple of weeks, because you want to pick out the best bit of the pie. So like I could have crossed you, I could have crossed someone else and whatever, like maybe like 10 other people, and you go, oh, I really like these 5 people, and you pick and you go, you know what, I don't really like the other people, I'll just unfollow them because it's no hate or like it's nothing what, like I got nothing against you basically. It's just I haven't got no like connection or I got no like similarities or whatever, because that's what I kind of look out for, because like I want to make sure when I'm like supporting people, I'm actually enjoying it too.
Yeah.
Then rather than sometimes just supporting people because because it's your time too. You got to like I know like if I really like the person, I will watch like anything really, and anything. But sometimes I feel like you almost kind of have a bit of a reason to it.
Yeah,
If that
100%.
makes sense. Because as I
Connection.
said, connection, exactly. So as I said, you could have a really great time with these people at the pub, but then they may play a few different games to you, and you're not gonna like every single game together, are you? Like there's gonna be like some may like Fortnite and I like Apex, but I don't really play Fortnite and whatever. But that's fine. You know what I mean?
Don't tell that to Egg Boy, he won't be happy.
No, that's exactly what JD's saying, is
Yeah, I
being able
know,
to
yeah.
appreciate that other people, have their games that they play as well.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
So because as I said, like I like you or whatever, Liam. If you play Fortnite, it's fair enough. But I like you as a person, so I will support you because I like you.
Don't worry, I don't play Fortnite. We're good. We're in the same.
That's all right,
We're in the
fine.
same
Good.
boat. We're even better friends.
Exactly. That's a bigger mark for you. Right.
Big tick. It was a little night tick. Now it's a really
Yeah.
big tick. Yeah.
Yeah, he went from a solid 6 to a good 9. A solid 9. There you go.
Tell me more.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's what we're talking about.
But as I said, you got. I think personally, you have to start follow for follow to get the best bit of the pie, and you get to know people, and you know who your group is. And the thing is, everyone knows everyone on the internet, especially if you're in the same community, same streaming platform, whatever. So you've got to remember, like, don't be that person and think, right, I don't do follow for follow, this and whatever. Just be open about things. Like in the day, like you have to start on that. So don't get on your high horse. Like when you're down like 2,000-3,000, and you go, oh yeah, I don't do follow for follow and whatever. And then people complain about it and go on Twitter and start saying about stuff and go, oh yeah, I had this person, asking for follow. God, I can't believe that guy. You know what I mean? So
You've got to remember where you came from.
exactly.
As well. Yeah.
Exactly.
Humble beginnings. Yeah.
Yeah, remember where you started from, Like, be humble. Remember your roots. That's what I say.
Yeah, I think it is very important. I think what I personally think is people forget. I think like when you're starting off, I remember when I started Twitch, and it was 2018, and I remember that I wanted to get to affiliate as fast as I could. I think a lot of people want to do that. They see affiliate and they're like, oh, I can get subs, I can do it. Like, I personally, right now, I'd probably say that don't rush to affiliate. Like, it will happen when it happens, kind of thing. However, back then I was like, right, I just need 50 followers. Like, the averages will probably get there at some point. But I just need those follows, So I would personally message people. And I'd love to find my whispers, to go through my whispers at some point, to see the message I sent to people, because it was like, hey man, really like your content. I'm currently sitting at 3 to 5 average viewers. I'm really looking for some followers so I can get affiliate. Like, it was kind of a fairly humble message, but it was that kind of mentality of follow for fellow. And it was like, if you follow me, I'll follow back. But in recent times, I've been getting messages on Instagram and Twitter when people do follow my account and like, can you follow me back and appreciate it? And I'm like, I'm happy to follow you back, but just remember that like this thing here won't get you to where you want to go. It will get you numbers, but essentially those numbers are not real numbers. For example, right? Okay, so when I do like a normal stream, I've got 2,000 viewers. And like I will average 20 to 30 viewers, okay?
2,000 followers, sorry.
2,000 followers, yeah. So on a normal stream, like 20 to 30, like during the week, and in the weekends, anywhere from 60 to 100, whatever. But the thing is, it's like that essentially doesn't correlate with the amount of people that are in my stream. They're essentially fake numbers. So it's all about making that connection with a person, connecting with a person like you do a friend. I say everything to do with Twitch is connecting with someone like a friend, like you do at school, like you've done at college, like you've done at uni. If you have that real connection with someone, or you take time out of your day to find out what they're doing. So if I was to message you, JD, and I was just like, oh yeah, like how are things going? Like, how's the podcast? I've taken time out of my day to see what you're up to. And in return, you'd probably be like, oh, what are you up to? Or like, you might come check me out or say hey or whatever like that. It's not about like, just getting those numbers on the screen. It's about having that real connection with people, because that is just how connections with friends work. They're essentially friends. They're not followers. You should consider them as friends.
Oh yeah, for sure. And also, I was going to say as well, like, you got to remember, people can't always be there for you like 24/7 every time you click the live button or whatever. So you got to remember, like, if they're not there for 7 days, like, don't think, they're not friends with you anymore or whatever. That you got to remember they got a life too. So, as I said, if you're taking part of your day to go and drop into a stream or whatever, like for example, I've got to make sure I hang out with my wife. I
love how you were like I've actually got to remember to hang out with her. Is it that time already? I've got to go hang out with her.
yeah, exactly. It's at the time. As I said, I want to make sure I got the best of both worlds. I'm spending time with my wife, and at the same time, I'm doing something what I love doing as well. Like, with the streaming, the content creating, making, talking to you guys now. You know what I mean? Like, it's something what I love doing. Yeah, and I feel like we've got a good conversation going out for tonight. I was like, God, I don't know what to expect out of these guys because I've never met you before. So I was like open-minded. We'll see what happens. And but no, as I said, I think you're right. You got to let people know in some respects. If you follow them or whatever, like for example, I'll be happy to follow them, and if I like their content, but I'm not always going to follow you. Like if I feel like I'm not going to go back on your page again, if it makes sense. Because I feel like, I don't want to mislead you, basically, because I feel like I'll make this connection and whatever. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to drop into a stream again because I don't really have that kind of connection. If I have some kind of connection or some kind of interest, whatever, like in some aspects of what he's doing or what I'm doing, whatever, then great, then we can work on that. But at the same time, if you've got nothing to work with, then what I mean. It's so point trying to start something if there's nothing there. For example, is when Liam, I was speaking to you, Egg, about this just before we got on. Like Liam's first words goes, "Oh, do you want to go on a love show, like a love dating show?" I was like, I ain't spoken to this kid. He's telling me I've got to look for a new wife, and I was like, so I was like thinking, right, how can I not be rude or anything like that? I go, I'm really sorry, mate. Obviously, I'm married. I don't think my wife would be too pleased about it. So, and he was like, "Oh, no worries,
Totally fair enough.
yeah." And then I was like, yeah, Charlotte, can I go on a dating show? What? Like,
Yeah, not a chance.
that'll go down like a shitter. So
That's absolutely, that goes down like a lead balloon. I think I said something to you like, just like, well, you can't be upsetting the wife. You know, what wifey comes first. So that's
Yeah,
number
for
one.
sure.
So
oh yeah, no, but the thing is, this is what I mean. Like, this is what I was trying to say is like the connections. I remember this conversation. What we had a bit of a moment of like a laughter and whatever, you know, like, and that's what I was like thinking. Oh, you know, like Liam just dropped me a message, whatever. I know he's a good guy and whatever. We had a bit of a laugh and whatever. This is that kind of connections and friendships you start with, you know, like when you go on to. So, but no, as I said, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do to build friendships, relationships on Twitch and Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and TikTok now. Obviously, I didn't realize how big the vibe was on TikTok until I went on it. And I remember I made this one video with my wife on there and we did the stance or whatever, and we had like something like 80,000 views.
Mate,
in like space in like 24 hours. It's crazy.
It is one of the best platforms to grow and just sort of put yourself out there. Essentially, you can make YouTube videos for a year and they could be the best content on YouTube ever, but if people are not seeing them, it doesn't matter. But on TikTok, you can make one 10-second clip, get like 1,000, 2,000 followers off that, and do you know what I mean? You've got so much more exposure on TikTok than you do on YouTube or anything like that. So I always say to people, if you're going to do anything, put it on TikTok and just see what happens. Just see what happens, because it's so good. Like you said, you got like 80k views. That's a lot.
Yeah,
it is a lot. It's still growing now. I'll probably let you know in the message later or whatever what it is on. But yeah, she said it's been growing ever since, really. But
she been keeping an eye on it, is she?
Yeah, we do just for a laugh, because it was like a funny, like, joking video we made in like a couple minutes, like 5 minutes or whatever. And now you look at it and you go, fucking now, like, it's got like 80 views or 80k views, and I'm like, I ain't even hit that on Twitch yet. I've been doing it for a year.
That's what I'm saying. So that just proves to you the exposure and like just putting yourself in the right place to have that exposure. And you probably have fun doing it with your wife as well. So you've had fun and got exposure. So win-win.
Oh, exactly. We like to have a good laugh.
It is a win-win.
It's
important to have a laugh in your relationship and not hate each other. So,
absolutely. So I just want to say as well, I'm not too big on the TikTok scene. It's something I definitely need to look further into. Would you say that you've had like people move over like from your TikTok and be like, hi, I saw like a TikTok of you like on your Twitch channel? Have you had anything like that happen?
Not yet, because I haven't really kind of put the effort and time into TikTok yet, because I feel like, I'm doing with the podcast and doing stuff with Twitch, and obviously at the same time trying to do stuff in the background to make sure it's like what they say usually, like, it's best to be a specialist in one area or a couple of areas and then like 10 other areas, you know what I mean? So if you can perfect one area and then get that, to the standard you want it to get to, and then you can work on something else. Like,
I was gonna say, I've been guilty to that for a lot of things, especially in sports. I've always been a good at all, but a master of none. And I've always done that. I've had my hands in like loads of different cookie jars, but I've never just stuck with that one cookie jar and ran with it. So I think that's my problem. But I think that's good that you say that you should harness or hour ahead all your time and effort into one thing rather than going like, oh, look, all these great things.
Yeah, exactly, because I feel like there's times I might spend time on the stream and stream stuff what I can do to like keep it fresh and keep good ideas coming through and whatever, and then I might be like, oh, I haven't really spent a lot of time on the chat box stuff and like socials and try and build connections on that half. And because as I said, a lot of if you're recording offline, you gotta encourage people almost like to go, oh, can you spare like 5 minutes to watch the teaser and see if it's a bit of your bit of your taste of what you like to listen to? Because there's so many ways you can actually listen to a podcast now. You can be on the way to work. It could be like in a gym. You could be reading a book. You could be doing watching a bit of TV, like in the background, but you've got something in your ear. Like, it's a lot of opportunities to listen to a podcast now, which is great. And, there's a lot of good chances you can build your podcast from nothing.
They're taking over the world podcast. They say that in 2020, 2021, everyone's got a podcast nowadays. But I think that's just human nature. Everyone likes to talk. Everyone likes to chat, whether it's recorded or not recorded. Everyone has a little chin wag. I mean,
exactly.
Yeah.
So everyone loves talking.
Exactly, especially you can have like a cheeky beer or what you're having a Copperberg and you're having your
Yes, sir.
your fake JD and Coke or whatever it is. I can't remember what
Fake
it is.
JD and
No,
you're getting
not
called
whiskey.
out.
Spice rum.
All right, there we go. Spice rum.
Red leg spice rum. Yeah.
There you go. But yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to mug you in front of your pals. But no, as I said, it's great to do these kind of things. But as I said, I think we're all guilty to doing some things. But I think you got to make mistakes to gain to move forward. Basically, I think that's always been the way. If you don't make mistakes, how do you learn? You know what I mean? You got you can't. If you're afraid of making mistakes, then it's going to be a long ride for you. Trust me.
Absolutely. I think good touching on what you just said there. It's not always going to be the easy way, especially when you're creating content. You're going to have to learn the hard way for 75-80% of the grind, and that's how you improve the most, and that's how you find what your audience enjoys and what you enjoy creating as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think at the moment, what I've noticed from this live stream is you can see the chat, and obviously, I do appreciate a lot of people trying to talk in the background, whatever. But the thing is, you can see people actually getting stuck in, they're getting involved, and they want to have their opinion, a part of all what we're having. That's what I like. I like that kind of side, and and obviously our team with the chat box, and now we're thinking about doing something like this ourselves, but we just don't know when to sort of bring it in. Because we thought, right, is it best just to perfect it offline, get a bit comfortable on the mic and whatever, because obviously we still get nervous. When I was coming on and I was waiting for 15 minutes, I was like, I'm feeling a bit nervous.
Yeah.
I get you on that. I feel the same thing before the podcast starts.
Yeah, but the thing is, I know what to do, but it's just sometimes it's just small part of anxiety or whatever, because you want to do well. I think that's what it is. You want to do well. You want to put on a show. You want to have a good laugh and with your chat and stuff like that. So I totally get it.
Yeah, the one bit of advice that I was always given in my job. So I used to have to present in front of thousands of people, stand up on stage and talk in front of a lot of people. And the one best bit of advice that I ever got given was that everybody in that room wants you to do well. All right, everyone in that room is almost backing you, right? They're expecting you to go on that stage, and nobody in that room wants you to do badly. And it's you're so nervous that you're going to do badly, but everyone in that room is almost backing you. They're like they don't expect it, but they've come to see you talk, or they've come to see you speak. So when you stand up, they already want you to do well. No, there's no one there going this guy's speaking again. No. It's just they want you to do well. It's the same people. They come to your Twitch channel. They come to this Twitch channel. They want you to do well. They've come to see you because they enjoy you. So it's just that's what relaxes me. It's just the fact that everyone's on your side.
Yeah, no, exactly. But sometimes you get that thought in your head and go, "Oh, for fuck's sake, it's on again."
Everyone gets those little niggles now and again.
Yeah, I think that's only natural, and I think it's healthy in a way as well. Because if you had no nerves at all and almost nothing, kind of almost giving that extra bit of pressure to succeed in yourself, then it's very easy to slip into a routine of just, I'd say, almost being mediocre and just almost doing it for the sake of it. But you can, as you're saying, JD, you can tell that you want to do well if you're nervous beforehand. And I think that's healthy, because if you weren't nervous, then you're almost not you don't care how it's going to go for yourself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I mean. That's what I think I was trying to get to. I'm one of these people, right? I like to go round and roundabout, don't like to take the exit. So, so that's the best way. That's the best way I can explain.
That's a good analogy. It's a good analogy. I like it.
A good analogy. I've not heard that before.
No, I've been told, because I was in college when I was doing my culture basically my level 3 and my level 2 and that. And my teacher Dom basically goes to me, you know what your problem is, Jamie? And he goes, oh, what? And I was obviously curious, and he goes, you go round and round about, but you don't like to take the exit, do you? And I said, what do you mean? And he goes, well, you're on the right tracks, but then you just really know when to execute the answer and whatever. So
Please take the third exit. You're like, which one's the third exit?
I don't like that exit. I'm gonna go around again, Dom. No,
but yeah, it is good. Well, Dom, Jamie, we could go on and go around and roundabouts all night. Do you know what? You're absolutely amazing to talk to. I want to just there are two. I did ask everyone in chat, and everyone in chat right now, if you do want to ask a question, feel free to ask Jamie a question, or if you want to add to the discussion or ask anything, please do. But we got a few questions in the chat during the podcast, and I was just going to ask them to you. So what one of them was a bit random, but hey, we're going to ask you anyway. Is what is your favorite flag? I mean, someone asked, so I thought I'd ask.
Favorite flag? Just what? I'll probably just say the England flag because.
There we are. It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming. Football's coming. Yeah.
So no, because the only reason why I say that's my favorite flag because my wedding and the World Cup was on the same year.
Oh my God!
So
okay.
So it's on the same summer, and I remember when Trippier scored that free kick
and
went against Croatia.
You're bringing back too many good memories. But also,
I know, and
good and bad memories.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. but I think you look back and you go, right,
what a summer.
It was.
Unbelievable.
I'm not being like biased, obviously, with the flag, but yeah, if there had to be any flag, it'd probably be that because that was like a really good year. I think. Would we have another good year, like a summer like that? Really, I don't know. Like
I'm thinking maybe this summer coming up. Because we've been locked away for this could be another banger this summer. It really could be. Weather's heating up in the UK again. We're soon to be coming out of lockdown. It could be the summer to rival the World Cup summer. It could be. We'll have to wait and see.
We could run out of alcohol. So.
If we did, that's a good problem to have. That is a really good problem to have. Another question we got is what do you all think about following trends? So this could apply to TikTok. This could apply to any social platform. Like, boys, what do we think when it comes to following trends? Do you think you should follow them? Do you reckon you should be like only do them if you're interested in them? Because I guess this comes back to numbers. I mean, if you jump on a trend, like let's say Among Us or something, I mean you pull numbers. So like, what do you boys think about following a trend?
Sorry, after you, JD. You go first, mate.
Sorry. I don't know why I said herb like that. It's more about thinking out loud. I think basically you got to play what you love, like because I feel like if you play something you don't like, for example, like to be honest, I don't really get the vibe of Among Us. It sounds good, but I don't really get that sort of, oh my God, I got to go on it kind of thing. Like, so I feel like I need to, if that's the reason why I make sure I try and play games like
that you enjoy.
Yeah, I know it might be saturated, but I'll go like, right, I'm going to go on Apex because I know I'm going to have a good time on there. It's going to be good vibes. If people want to be enjoying those good vibes, and people bounce off your energy. So if you're playing a game you're not really interested in, and you go, oh my God, like you're basically playing it for views and whatever, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. That's what it goes back to again. So, yeah.
Sure.
What do you reckon?
Follow trends.
What do you reckon, Eggboy?
Sorry.
No,
it's all good, mate. It's a bit of it's an interesting one because I think in some senses it is smart for you to follow trends when it suits you, really. Because I think that if you got an audience that know you well, if you just suddenly switch up what you're doing to follow a trend, then people are going to be able to see that straight away. However, if you're trying to build up your channel and you're open to new ideas, like I'm the same as you, JD, I wouldn't be able to sit there and fake enjoying an Among Us stream purely because I had people watching. I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't want to do it for myself. However, it is good to to make that decision if it's something that suits you, because then you can grow your stream and you can find new people. Like Bridie said in the chat, if Liam didn't follow the Among Us trend, I'd probably have never found his stream. I've seen Bridie, in most streams that I've been here also. So it is a well-known way for you to improve your stream. But on the other side of things as well, I think that not following trends is another way to get popular as well, because you got to have that USP, that unique reason to watch, that unique selling point. What USP stands for, if you didn't know. And that wasn't for you boys. That was more for someone in the chat.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were genuine. Just like yeah. No, I get it. No, fair.
No, just a sec. Because I'm like, what the hell is he saying USP for? And
it's like going from CS:GO, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, I think as well, it's good to have your own path and your own way of doing things. Because in the beginning, it may not get you the numbers or the interaction that some people want. I mean, for me personally, I don't even have my viewer count on my stream, so
I don't anymore.
That doesn't bother. Yeah, that's something that I wanted to speak about as well. I turn that off and I just try and at the same whether I had 10 viewers, 1 viewer, or 100 viewers.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I think that's a really good thing to go on. People are too motivated by the numbers, and that's not going to get you very far sometimes. Obviously, there are those lucky breaks and things that can happen. But yeah, back to what I was saying there. Just I think that being unique as well as following trends are two different pathways, but they can lead you to success. You've just got to find what works for you and be true to yourself again. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, no, I think it comes down to that sustainability, as in if you can jump on a trend, and whether you enjoy it or you don't enjoy it for whatever reason, if you're doing it for the trend, if it's sustainable for you and you can sustainably do it, then like I'm all for it. Do it. But do you know what, Will? I absolutely love what you say. It's just like, if you can't do it, you genuinely won't fake it. And I love that's the one real thing about you, is that you don't mess around with all the BS. It's like, if I enjoy it, guess what? You're gonna see my face when I'm doing it. I'm enjoying playing it. And if I'm not having a great time, you can tell that you're not having a great time. And I love that you're so polarized in that sort of way, because when you're really passionate and really excited about something, especially with the podcast. Well, we've only had 2, but but for the podcast, you can tell when you're excited, when you're motivated to do things, and I think that's a really good sort of quality that you do have. I mean, it might come to bite you back sometimes if you're like, well, this is shit. But I think for the most part, as long as you're happy and motivated doing it, I love it, man. I love it. You can see it. You can see it.
Yeah. I was going to say, because basically, if we look at ourselves now, obviously we've been talking for an hour and 40 minutes. Well, not me personally, but you two, hour and 40 minutes. But that's absolutely flown by.
It's scary, isn't it? How scary is it?
It is scary.
Like the thing is that you can be, if you're so invested in a conversation or something you're passionate about, people thrive off that. Like people get that, and I think Birdie, obviously looking from the comments, I totally agree what she's saying. Obviously, sticking around no matter what he plays now, don't enjoy it personally. So like, she's obviously probably just being there just for you because she likes your personality, she likes your energy, this and whatever. So sometimes it's not even about the trend of games and whatever. Sometimes the people are just there for you because you're so like just being you. As I said, people like for you, not like this whole game or whatever. This follow trend.
Yeah,
you got. As I said, with a lot of things, it's the balance.
Yeah, I think you've sort of encapsulated it, and to sort of bring it all together is that Twitch is and allows people to be unique. Okay, everyone's got their own channel, which allows them to be their own unique person. Whether that's following trends and they put their own spin on it in terms of their personality, whether they're doing things like, Ed Boy dresses up as Harry Potter sometimes. He's even got a Harry Potter sort of plushie there. I mean, stuff like even little things just make you stand out. I mean, you do a lot of stuff around mental health. Every time you click on a new stream, it's an individual and unique stream. And I love that Twitch houses and gives everyone that platform to be unique. And I think that as a whole is a great way to wrap up this podcast. But before we go, Will's got an amazing question to ask you. Will, let him know. Will, get in there. Will, let him know. What is it?
So you're the first guest we've had on, of course. So
Right.
this is the first time we've had to ask this. Basically, another
Right.
unique thing we wanted to do for the stream. With every guest that we have on, we want to ask you to do your own Yelp review. So imagine that the podcast is an Airbnb that you've just stayed at. They've asked you to write a review. We want a stars out of 5, and then just maybe a sentence or two on how it went for you.
So basically, you want me to review how this whole
Yeah,
thing went?
because
Yeah, for you, just as as honest as you want. If you think it was shit, then let us know. If you enjoyed yourself, then let us know as well.
But genuine, like
Yeah.
being in all seriousness, we're gonna almost have a Polaroid of your beautiful face or your logo, and then the star rating which you've given it, and then your brief description as a Polaroid, and we're gonna put that on the screen. And hopefully, by the time we get to like the end of season 1 of our podcast, we're gonna have like a absolute plethora and like a screen full of Polaroids. So, in all honesty,
okay.
you don't need to be nice to us. Tell her how it was. Lay it all out on the table.
So basically, if I was like Duncan from like Dragon's Den, shit,
Duncan
I'm
Valentine. I'm out. I'm out.
I'm out.
I will not be investing.
No, I think you're both great chaps, and I really have enjoyed it. I think you know how to keep your audience entertained. You know what to do. I think, especially since you got your second episode, you know what to say to keep everyone hungry and make everyone feel involved. That's what's really important. So yeah, I think you boys are gonna definitely go somewhere, because if you keep this kind of up after the second episode, yeah, like, and you got the support. I mean, looking from your chat, people are getting involved, people are loving it, and people have been LON, and but yeah, as I said, you're great lads, and obviously I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come on and obviously chat to you guys, and also get to know you better. And get to actually meet Liam, the mystery man, obviously on DMs. So
I'm gonna JD. I'm gonna have to obviously ask the important question. So we need a star rating out of 5, and we just need a brief description. That's what I want. So this is gonna be your encapture. Think of this as a time capture, right? Once you say those magical words, it was shit. That is it. That is the that's the quotation.
We're gonna give him ideas, okay?
All right, I'll be honest. I really enjoyed it. It's a 5-star. It's brilliant. You don't want to miss it.
I like it. Brilliant. You don't want to miss it.
Legend, mate. Absolute legend.
Absolute
Short, sweet. I went to the point. No rant about shit.
That's all I like. So the one thing you've learned is you've learned to take the exit. And guys,
Exactly.
this is the exit of this stream. Thank you. Go on. What are you gonna say? Go on. You can say it if you want.
Dom, if you're watching this, be proud.
There we are, Dom. If you're watching this, be proud, Dom, wherever you are. But guys, this is us bringing it to a close to the exit. We finally found that exit. I want to thank you all for listening.